Hey guys, if you're watching this video, then I can assume that you like to build and mod stuff. But why does the building and modding have to stop at your computer? This is the Mod Mic. Mod Mic allows you to turn any headset into a gaming headset. It's flexible and attaches to any headphones or flat surface, and it's easily detachable. It also comes with everything you need. It's compatible with PC right out of the box, current gen consoles, smartphones with a Y adapter, and Mac via USB adapter. We're giving one away, so hit the links down below and enter the contest or just buy one. This video was brought to you by bnhphoto.com. Hey, what's up guys? This is Kevin the Tech Ninja, and this computer I named Game Green because it's green and performance will kill ya. But it also has an alias as well, and that's Draymond Green because it's big, bold, and it will kick 4K in the nuts. So let's break down this computer and I'll tell you what's in it. The case is a Thermaltake Core X5 Green Ring Edition E-ATX. This case is mean green color with green fans around the front and back. It also has ample room to add pretty much anything I want. Now, one thing about this open cube design is that it doesn't allow for me to hide cables too well, and it's not as clean as other cases, but it still looks amazing. Regardless, this case is mean out of the box, and I did add these magnetic LEDs from BitFenix. They make fans and also strips, which adds a little bit of flavor to any build you're working on. But it sort of looks like a fish tank when the lights are off. This case really shines, no pun intended. Check out BitFenix in the links down below. Alright, let's turn the light back on and let's talk about what powers this machine. The motherboard is the Asus ATX ROG STRIX X99, and this motherboard has next-gen connectivity with U2, M2, 2x2, 802.11ac, Wi-Fi, USB 3.1, and Type-C. This motherboard also has RGB lighting on it, which can be seen mostly when the lights are off, and it also comes with utility when you can adjust the lights. You can adjust things like color, speed, and type of animation. This motherboard also has the newer socket, and it supports the newer Intel chips like the 6800K. For cooling, we installed the ever so reliable Corsair Hydro Series H115i. We have G.Skill RAM installed, 32 gigabytes of it, and this is the TridentZ DDR4 series. And it's really some attractive looking RAM, and it matches our accent color of red. You can also find these in a variety of different colors from G.Skill. Now for fast storage, we installed the Kingston HyperX Predator 240 gigabyte PCIe Gen 2 X4, and this is a solid state and it is fast. Now we'll talk about speeds in our performance section shortly. Now I installed the Kingston Savage 480 SSD for extra storage too, as the games we install get pretty big these days. The video card is obviously the GTX 1080, but this is the MSI Founders Edition. And this card is so much better to look at in person than it is to look at in a video. And once you feel the power, you will be impressed. No, I'm just kidding. Now to power up this whole device, we installed the Corsair AX 760 watt. This power supply is modular and had all the connections we need for this power-hungry motherboard. Now a few more things that I will mention. The keyboard that I have is the Corsair K65 with the MX speed switches. And this Ninja key was from WASD Keyboard. They make custom keycaps, so check that out. Also, the monitor is the Acer Predator series monitor. I'll link everything down below so you can see the total build. Alright, enough about the parts. Let's talk about the performance. Although this motherboard supports 128 gigabytes of RAM, there is something to note about supporting XMB, which is extended memory profiles. This allows you to manually set the RAM speeds instead of the motherboard determining the best speeds for the RAM. This is important because sometimes the motherboard slows your RAM down. This right here gives you full control. The BIOS is laid out in a nice GUI interface, and it lets you overclock easily in just a few clicks using the Easy Tuning software. It asks you basic questions about your build and then overclocks based off that. In this case, I was able to go from 3.4 to 4.0, and that's a 17% boost. In the Advanced tab, there is an AI tweaker, and this lets you overclock it manually. Now, one awesome feature about this in here is that there's a special gamer unlocking profiles for the 6, 8, and 10 cores Broadwell CPU. I chose 6 core because that's what the 6800K is, and I was actually able to clock to 4.4 gigahertz stable, and I left it at that. The Predator SSD is a lot smaller than I ever would imagine. Regardless, this is an M2 SSD that packs a powerful punch, and it has some pretty decent speeds. Running AS-SSD in ATTO disk benchmark, we landed at the following speeds. Both benchmarks combined with read average out to about 1378 megabytes per second, and write averaged out to 740 megabytes a second. On to gaming, I'll provide you with 3 different scores. 1440p average frames per second, 4K average frames per second, and also overclocked 4K frames per second.
This is dispatch. Target is still at large. Find him.
First game is Just Cause 3, and once again this game is known for its randomness, so we ran the same sequence 3 times to determine the FPS range. 1440, average FPS was a solid 60, it did peak to 80 a few times, but it did dip under 50 when things got cray-cray. 4K, it was 50 frames per second. This game could not run at 60 frames per second at all, and this is only a 10 frames per second faster than we tested it on the 6700K with a 980 Ti. And it seems like for such a large price difference, we should have had better results than just plus 10 frames per second. 4K overclocked. This one was pretty much the same. I did see a higher max, but it dipped just as low as the other one as well. So overall, we landed at 52 frames per second as the average.
Call in reinforcements. Switch on the uplink.
Star Wars Battlefront. This game ran mostly around 60 frames per second. It never dipped below 47 frames per second, even in 4K. And man, did it look awesome. We overclocked it an average 63 frames per second with a low of 57.
Way better now that you're out, and it just so happens that I could also use your help.
I'm on my way to Birdman.
Now Mirror's Edge is always a challenge. We had 58 frames per second average on 1440p and a measly 36 frames per second on 4K and 41 on overclocked 4K. So guys, obviously this computer is a powerhouse and is future proof. Any game you throw at it will run great, and it might even run decently in 4K. But here's the thing, for the price, I think the $1,500 computer we built was better. Overall, the FPS was marginally better, and you're paying around $500 more. Now, this computer has future proofing with the newest chipset and socket, but for me, when I build a computer soon, it's going to be closer to the $1,500 computer with a 1080. Versus this monstrosity of a computer that's over $2,000 and you're seeing marginal boost. As always guys, I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja. I'd like to give a shout out once again to B&H for providing these parts for these builds. They're a very important partner in these builds, so show them some love by clicking my links down below. And guys, go ahead and give me a like, and if I get 5,000 likes on this video, we're going to do a pretty massive giveaway on our next build. Anyways guys, Kevin the Tech Ninja, have a great day, and I'll talk to you folks later. Peace.